There is something more. Like you said, you wanted to keep your dream alive.
You need to have a very clear expectations. Because when someone enters the business, the PMML, they're very clear with their intentions. We're clear with ours, and there's a code of ethics.
But what did that come from? Like, how did you know you had to go into a place to like submerge yourself and then feel what the other people that you want to be like, to feel that and say, okay, you know what, I think I can do this because I'm present here. They're just human just like me, and if they can do that, so can I.
You need to have instinct in business, but instinct comes with intense practice over a long period of time. You cannot buy leadership. You build leadership. If you believe that you're made for something bigger, if you believe that you're made for something greater than your actual circumstances, be patient, but never stop. You can't stop. Consistency is what got us here.
Sanaa, it's a pleasure and an honor to have you on the Montreal Entrepreneur Podcast.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming. I had a lot of fun researching you, getting to know what you do and the business that you're in. Very inspiring stories. So without further ado, please introduce yourself and tell us, what do you do?
So my name is Sanaa Benzakour. I am the co-founder of PMML, which is the leader in commercial real estate. So we do real estate brokerage and mortgage brokerage, only commercial, of course, and the province of Quebec. And we also have our license in Ontario. So we're setting up an office in Ontario, but very, like we like to do it, one step at a time, no rush. But, after a few years, oh my God, you just grew, you just blew up, you just grew. So we're a team of 150 people in the province of Quebec. Yeah.
Okay.
So 100 brokers and 50 multidisciplinary staff. So it's we have analysts and business intelligence people and, marketing and video and all kinds of great professions within the 50 people that support the brokers.
Now, looking back, did you anticipate all of this? Did you foresee in the picture of your mind, like, that you would be here today?
It's a very good question because, no. I was hoping, when you start a business, you never start a business hoping to fail. So that's, like, in a way, you hope to succeed.
Yes.
But to succeed at what level? You hope, but, you have your idea of success when you start in a way, and then after you have to discover yourself as you go, and as you face challenges and you discover how you react to certain challenges, and you don't anticipate sometimes, most of the challenges, we like the challenges that we pick, but life gives you other kind of challenges.
Of course.
So I always had big dreams. And when I met my husband and my business partner, Patrice Ménard, because I'm co-founder with my husband, Patrice Ménard, we've known each other for 30 years. We've been married 28.
Wow.
So we've always been in business together. And we grew up together. I mean, I met him, I was 20, going on 21, and he was 23. So we grew up together. And we did a lot of personal development together, and did a lot of business together. But we've always had big dreams together, but we're so broke. We were students, so we were so broke. And I remember, like, our entertainment was $3. There was this movie theater that was called Le Palace on St. Catherine Street, and it was $2.99 each for a movie. And it was like movies that just left the big screens, like of the big cinemas, and it was just before going on DVD, on video. Actually, DVD was it. I think there, I don't know, video. So yeah, going from there and, just having big dreams, you kind of don't know how to get there, but you just want to feed the dream, like feed the beast, feed the dream. So I think that it takes faith. And honestly, you don't know how long it's going to take, but, when you're young, you just, I think that you just take the first step and then another, and you never stop. I think it's what helped us is that we never stopped.
So you felt like maybe a little bit naive. We're just going to try it.
Completely naive. We're
just going to see how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. And we didn't start in real estate. We started in marketing.
Yeah. Okay.
So we started in marketing, email marketing, and also a telecom, and we did a lot of things. We did multi-level marketing. That's our experience in building teams. I guess that
That's
we took it
good.
there. Yeah. So the no-shows, the rejection. I mean, and for what? I mean, the pay was the money was compared to real estate. It was so little. It was not much. But for us, it was when it's a business, right? And you just want to. The idea of building teams and help them grow and, help them, achieve their goals. And if they achieve their goals, you achieve your goal.
Yeah.
That whole mentality, I think, came from...
But when did that start? When did you realize?
It was actually, I sponsored Pat, my husband. So it started, I recruited him. He was the best deal of my life. So that's how we became business partners. Before we were friends, business partners. And then we became a couple.
Oh, that's interesting.
So the foundation, it's really good because we got to know each other.
Yes.
And then we got to know each other with money, with, how we, all the fundamental values, we got to know them first. So then the foundation was rock solid after, and of course, there was a little attraction, of course. But, and then, it was just a natural fit,
Very interesting. So you shared same values and you understand each other and move on to something else. Wow. And then all of those skills that you acquired, you were able to transpire them into the business that you're in today.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. It's, I think that learning how to understand people, understand yourself first.
Yes, and getting to know yourselves.
Getting to know yourself. So I think that having a strong sense of self, for each other, for me, I need to become myself. He needed to become himself, but parallel, in parallel, side by side. So, and being kind to each other, we grow to our own pace, but towards the same direction. And we were able to, in a loving relationship, in a respectful relationship. So that helped us a lot. So I never wanted to challenge him. He never wanted to challenge me. We challenge ideas, but not the person. I never challenged his integrity and vice versa. But we challenge ideas sometimes because, we're business partners. But sometimes, but the intention is always pure. So I think that when the intention is pure, I think you don't have to always be on guard or in a survival mode within the couple, within the partnership. That's what kills partnership sometimes.
Yes.
It's always checking the person out or always, you trust each other, but sometimes your business partner, probably has a new significant other, and sometimes the goals change. And so I think that when a couple starts in a business, you are in a
yes, exactly. When you have the same goal,
and
it's aligned.
I think that people say, "How do you do it?" I honestly don't know how people don't do it. I think it's just integrated system. It's all integrated. There's a flow. For me, there's a harmony. It's never balanced. I don't believe in balance. We don't believe in balance. We believe in harmony. There's highs and lows, and you just have to fill in. And
you just go with the flow.
It's just the flow. It's got to be done. It's got to get done.
Yes.
No matter how it gets done, it's got to get done. So if you can do it, I'll do it. And then.
So do you separate the task? He's in charge of, operations, and then somebody else is more marketing type. Like, which one are you?
When we started a real estate business, because PMML, it was he got his license. Patrice Ménard got his license in 2004. I got my license in 2006. Before that, we had our other businesses, email marketing and all that, but in real estate. So when he got his license, I helped him with the admin stuff because our son was born in 2000. He's 23 now. So it was just easier because all the activities, schoolwork, homework and all that. And so it was just easier for me to, be at the office. And back then it was home office in the basement. And he would do the deals, he would do the visits, inspections, and all that. I deal with clients, deal with banks, and all that. So when we founded PMML, it was Patrice Ménard Multilogement. I actually found the name. I said, we're competing in such a old school industry, like commercial real estate is when we entered it was like 2004. It was very different. It was not digital. It was very paper, still paper, like offers, paper, fax. We were in email marketing, like we came from
You were a little bit advanced.
Yeah, my husband would always read, a tech magazine. Like he's a very tech guy. Our first employee was a programmer. So everything we did was systemized. So when he started in real estate, like as an agent, as a broker, everything was systemized. If he had to do a task twice, he would systemize it. So, our big team of 2 were running so many transactions because we systemized a lot of things. So, and that was in 2008 when we founded PMML. It was 2008, our own company. We were with residential brands before because, that's what everybody did. And so 2008 when we started our agency, it was it was our system, one employee. It was a programmer, and we just started that way. And then after, we just took so many market share for a team of 2, and then we launched our report, a market report, which is all the transactions we bought every transaction in the market of commercial transactions.
Okay.
Everything. And now, we're in 2024, we have a history of now the company is 16 years. We have history of almost 18 years or 17 years of transaction. And also, I did all the vetting of the before we had a team. I entered everything, and I cleaned the database manually every single day. And then after, eventually, we had more people, and we never, we never splurged. We never, I could have had nice clothes much earlier, but we reinvested everything in the company.
Self-discipline too, your friend.
Oh my goodness, I have no idea.
That was really hard, I bet, right?
I mean, I have 3 sisters.
Okay.
And my parents are Moroccan. I was born here. My 3 sisters also, and so I, sometimes, and thank God, they like fashion. So they had nice clothes. So whenever one of them didn't have any, they didn't like a piece of clothes, I'll take it. And we do that. It's not like
sisters. Yes,
it's like between sisters.
I have 2 sisters too.
It is. When we were younger, we would fight about clothes. And I was like, you want this? You want that? And so I always felt like I had new clothes, and that's what we did.
Rotation of the clothes,
rotation. And so I was able to save on that because that's a budget. But we're always reinvested in the business, and also a lot in technology. Back then, a CRM was not even a word. We had an extranet in 2000. Think about it, 2008. It was not a thing. It was not that long ago. But now you see. Yeah. So, and everything was centralized. And every time we did something, we said, okay, just in case we have a team, this is how we should build. That's my husband. He's the architect of the whole CRM. Just in case we have a team, let's do this. Is this the foundation of the CRM, the way we laid it out? But we're not going to have a team. And then we just continued. And then, because I think we had a couple of fears. What happened? Our style. We worked so hard to build our name.
So building new people
building new people. Are they going to follow the rules, the standards? But I think what struck me was one of the bankers had told us, "You are setting new standards in the industry because our files were so clean." And he told us, he said, I'm not going to name his name, he's still in the business. He said, your files are so clean, we like to put them first. We like to treat them because it's just so easy. We just go through them. It's built. And because me and my husband, Patrice, we always say, we don't like to do things twice. It's like, what do you need? Systems, what do you need? Yeah. Okay, this is how you need us to build a file. So when we had an offer, we would tell the client while we're having, we know exactly what the bank is going to need.
Okay.
You have a couple of bankers, so you have a common denominator. This is what we need. So we were building the funnel as we go. So we always said we will never be the cause of a delay. So when you work that way, you have velocity, you have speed. So once we decided in 2013 to start building a team, and then in 2008 we just opened the machine. Like we had an acceleration in 2018, but it was just like multiplying those standards. So we're always continuously want to set a new set of standards for the industry because we're very tech, and now we're working on AI projects. We exposed them at the Montreal Summit, Real Estate Summit in the Palais des Congrès Convention Center. And we had a PMML was with a specialist of EY from New York, and our Gabrielle, our COO, was talking about our AI tools. And I mean, a lot of people came back to us and said, like, you're working on this. I said, yes, we're working on this. So we're we're not so big that we're still agile, but we have the means of a multinational.
So you created like a blue ocean strategy in the industry.
You know that book?
Yes, I have it.
Amazing book. I honestly, when I didn't read it. I listened to it on an audiobook while I was training a couple of years back. And I was on my elliptical. I was like, oh my God, we did this. Oh my God, because we went where the multinationals wouldn't go, which is great. I mean, there's established companies. I mean, we never saw each other as competitors. It was just, okay. I mean, there's nowhere we can compete. We're in our basement. We're just starting real estate. What can we do? We're client-centric.
Yes.
What do the clients need? So what do clients need? Is they need service, they need someone that understands their business, they need so the mid-market was not addressed, so we just consolidated the mid-market, which was the smaller transactions between what is now between the 2 and 10 million.
But how did you figure that out? How did you understand?
We're marketing people. We listen to people.
Okay. You ask questions.
We asked questions, and we networked a lot. We went to all the networking events.
Networking events.
So when you network, you listen to people, you shake hands, and I'm very sociable. You have noticed.
Yeah,
that
I noticed that.
I like to speak. Well, I like to listen. My husband the same. So we would enter an event. See you later. See you later. We just work the room.
You're going to elaborate on that.
We just meet people, and sometimes we're together. We meet people, and we just speak with people, ask questions, and then keep notes and take cards. Back then, we were cards. Now they're e-cards. Or QR codes, we have cards, and we talk to people, and it's okay, that's an irritant, that you don't like that, they don't like that, nobody's addressing this, and we do, and I'm still hungry.
Yes.
But we were hungry. So when you're hungry and you listen to people, there's no other way to build a business than to be a client-centric business. It's like, for us, it was a no-brainer. So, and I think that other people were just busy with their deals. Probably they heard the same information. They just didn't address it.
Okay.
We addressed it.
But you coming from the outside with a marketing background, I think that was a huge advantage for you both.
I believe in cross-pollination.
Yeah.
People that come from other industries are the ones, I don't like the word disrupted because it was not an intention, but that's what we did.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. $5 billion under contract right now, and
That's
we're only 16 years old as a company. Okay, 30 years in the making because I wasn't born 16 years ago. But our business intelligence was there. But seriously, 16 years, PMML, and we've reached that point between our mortgage and real estate division.
It's amazing.
It's huge in Quebec. It's huge. So I think that when you remain client-centric, when you understand what the client needs, and collaborators also. I like to see the bankers, to listen to them, to understand what they need. What's the irritant? Why, who are the best people to work with? Even the lawyers, everybody in a transaction.
Are you always taking notes, like to gather all of that information, because you're taking it all in. You have to write it down, and then after that.
Well, we have plans, of course. We have plan strategies, but it's funny because I think that people say that you need to have instinct in business. But instinct comes with intense practice over a long period of time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When you're very intense and very obsessed, and I said, we were very broke. I just want to remind people, like, we were so broke. I mean,
you have to eat.
My marketing budget today would have been like a dream just to have that as
as a revenue.
A revenue, yeah. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's for us. It was just. It was a no-brainer. So I think that, just being intense over a long period of time, always being alert.
Yeah.
And never, we were underestimated, like not underestimated, but, like when you enter this type of industry, you're like a newbie, nobody knows you, and you go to events, like some real estate events, like corporate events, and back then, people wore suits, like real suits. Now people are more relaxed. But so, like, the budget of a suit was like, okay. But anyways, so you go in those events, and there were cliques or people that know each other. And when you try to network, they're like, hi, yeah, what company are you from? And you say a company, nobody knows their company. It's like, okay, yeah, they're polite, but they just want to go back to their conversation and not to be intimidated by that,
Okay,
and
that's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you want to, and you look at, you listen to panels and you see big clients, or like I remember, like some of the biggest landlords. You were on panel, and you listen to some of the people that give some talks, and you say one day maybe we'll be able to work with those people.
Yeah.
But it was just a thought because the step was so big. But it was never a goal because that's the red ocean. Everyone wants to work with those people. Les têtes d'affiche, the big landlords.
They're shiny. Everybody sees them.
Yeah,
yes.
the shiny.
Yeah.
It's fine, but it's like there's so many people, so many clients to serve, and so many people in our position, meaning they want to start and they want to grow. We wanted to find the clients that wanted to grow, and so we can grow with them. And that's exactly what we did. So now, 20 years later, or 16 years later, well, those clients that started with a six-plex, now they have a portfolio of 500 or 1,000 doors, and we've built those.
You grew with them.
We grew with them. So now we have like such a great relationship with them, and we're able to work with them. So we're at the same position where some people, that were already established. So now, but I don't like to say that we're established. It's a very dangerous thought because that means that
you can now relax.
You can relax.
Yeah. Dangerous.
That's death.
Yeah.
That's death for a business. You can never get comfortable. Because, now everybody knows us. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows us.
Now you become the shiny object.
We're leaders in the market. So, hey, everybody wants a piece of what we have, right?
Uh-huh.
So, no, I will not concede 1 inch. I'm not competitive. Honestly, we're very big in collaboration. We love to collaborate with all brokers. I think that the best way to ensure that your business thrives is to collaborate. Yeah. And not to be too snotty or cocky or, be too good for some people. Yeah. Always be humble. You never know where your lead is going to come from. Yeah. If you're not nice, if you're dismissive, you won't get leads. Mm-hmm. People won't like you. But if you make people comfortable, then you get you get the attention, you get the leads, you get referrals, and you keep your clients.
Of course, who wants to deal with somebody who's not nice?
I know. But some people they're
just like that.
They get high on their own supply. Let's just say that. They believe their own image. Which is okay. I mean, it's their stuff. I just think that you can be confident, but you can still.
I understand what you mean. There's a story that I heard you mention that you were you didn't have a lot of money, so you would go to coffee shops, but not any place to get coffee. You would drive downtown with Patrice and then sit down and have a nice coffee at a hotel. Can you please relate that story again?
Oh, my goodness. That's a nice one. That was the Queen Elizabeth, the firm.
Okay.
So that was one of our favorite places. We would like to, we had money for coffee And that was expensive, was because we had to leave a tip. So that's not just Starbucks, like you pay and then, you leave a, it was like a,
fancy coffee.
A fancy coffee, fancy sitting. But what we liked is to put ourselves in a favorable environment, in an environment where, okay, this is where business is being done. This is where successful either stay, have lunch, business lunch. And these are the clients, or whatever they look like, or whatever their energy or their status, or these are the clients we need to be around. These are the people we need to be around. One day these people will be our clients, or, whatever their stature or whatever their, wherever they are in their company, So we would sit and a few times a week and just go for coffee. And you don't go for coffee at lunchtime because, it's lunchtime. So you go in the middle of the afternoon or a little bit late at night, and you would see who would be there, and especially just soak into that environment. And also we would go to Indigo. It was chapters, second floor. Now there's Victoria's Secret, but now it was the second floor. It was a chapter. And we spent so many hours there. It's like night. I mean, we should have paid rent.
Oh, you're reading?
We had a coffee, and we had maybe 10 magazines each.
Okay.
And it was very strategic. I had health, and I had fashion, and I had travel. And Patrice also had travel. He had tech, and he had business. And we would exchange.
Why was that important to do that?
Because our circumstances were pretty much, it was not ideal, financially. And when we had money, we always reinvested. So I didn't have extra money to, like I said, splurge. So, but we knew that if we kept going, because, you read success stories, you read biographies, you read growth mindset books, so you read John Maxwell's books, about leadership. And you know that you have to serve in order to get whatever you want to get in life, So if we focused on who we would become, so we needed to stay dreamers and not disillusionize or, bitter or, my friends just graduated from university and they're getting their first house or condo, and we're still renting because we're putting all our money into the business. So, that part, we needed to keep our dreams alive. Because life is not a race. It's, it's a long marathon with, hurdles and all that. But we knew, because of other business people, how they succeeded, we knew that it was just a question of, I like to say power moves.
Okay.
It's a question of moves and a question of, what's our strategy. We need to work on our strategies, our approach, and all that, yeah.
For sure, but a lot of people that are broke, they're not going to go and do that. So there is something more. Like you said, you wanted to keep your dream alive. But what did that come from? Like, how did you know you had to go into a place to, like, submerge yourself and then feel what the other people that you want to be like, to feel that and say, okay, you know what? I think I can do this because I'm present here. They're just human just like me. And if they can do that, so can I.
It's a good question because a lot of success stories, a lot of people come from, a shattered home lives. And I had such a great childhood. I mean, and again, that could have been a limiting belief. Oh, well, I don't come from despair or like I had a really great childhood. Thank God. My parents were great. My sisters were great. So that need, I think it's like my parents are immigrants. Well, not now, after 45. They were immigrants. So, and I know their story, and they did struggle in the beginning. And like any immigrant, they had a lot of money, and they invested in business, and they worked really hard and all that. And out of respect, I think that I realized that later on, but it's like I owed them to succeed. Also, because I needed, like in our culture, I'm Moroccan and my husband's French Canadian, but it's like, you don't send off your parents to a home, I shouldn't say that I'm a real estate, but, that's the culture, like senior residence. Yeah. You need to take care of your parents. So for me, I needed to be able to, I have 3 sisters, so they're fine. It's like I'm not the only kid, but, we needed that sense of I needed to take care of them. Like we have the same mentality, my husband and I, for our parents. So we needed to take care of them no matter what, because, who knows in the future, Mm-hmm. So, and also I like nice things. I'm very I have a lot of empathy for people. I want to be able to give to whoever I want to give, to whatever cause I want to give. And also, I like nice things, and I don't think we should choose.
Yeah.
I don't think we should choose. I think that we should be able to give and enjoy. I was in an extraordinary environment. We were in a great hotel in a great location. And, the service was just amazing. And I was like, and I had tears. I was with Pat, and I was like, I can't believe, like, now we're standing in that page of the magazine that we were reading.
Wow.
But I have that. My gratitude is ongoing, and I've been living a great, we were able to, we're good. We've been traveling for many years now in great places, so it's not like new. But every time I'm in a great environment, I have a very strong emotion of gratitude. I have so much gratitude because I know what it took. So, and I am not to, it's like I am. And every time a broker starts, we have a lot of people that were already successful that started with PMML. Okay. Some people were not successful, but they had that drive, no matter what's your background. So I think that if you have that drive, I can see in their eyes they're going to succeed, and they're going to, and at a different level. Some people have really great success, and they just want to go to the next level.
So you can spot them easily.
I can spot them. And some people, they just want to have a chance, and we have so many great tools. Like the leverage of time that we give at PMML, the tech tools. Now, if you don't have tech tools in your agency, you're going to be considered illiterate.
Yes.
And I don't know how people are going to do in business.
They're going to be left behind,
basically. They're going to be left behind.
Yeah.
It's no joke. Now it's advancing at a speed where even I'm not very tech. I look good. It's good. But it's because of the team. They make us really look good. But the team is benefiting from all the efforts that we've been building for the last few years, and now it's just accelerating.
Yeah, leveraging tech is the best way. People are afraid of AI, but we have to use it and become better, faster, more efficient.
Yeah, and AI without data is nothing.
Yeah,
it's like a car without gasoline.
There's that too.
It's that you need both. You need data and you need AI, and I think that for us, the database that we've built and that we've been able to maintain and clean over the year, and like over every month, every year, matching the AI, matching our CRM, all of that together. Any broker that feels they're at the top of their game, if they're not backed by the right tools, it's not going to be good it's not going to look good in a couple of years. And I feel like that the businesses that are agile will win in business,
because they're staying focused. They're like not distracted, and go. Yeah, for sure. And what is the culture like at PMML?
The culture is amazing. It's wellness and performance. Yeah.
And you put a lot of emphasis on mindset, because I hear in a few of your videos you talk a lot about that.
Yeah. Robin Sharma described it really well. It's like mindset and heart set and soul set and all that. And I think that people that we like to attract at PMML, we like to see it as a whole. We're holistic people. You need to feel that you need to feel like you're growing personally and in your business, and you feel like you're aligned with your goals and that your goals are aligned also with the goals of PMML.
Yeah.
So when we speak with a broker, it never feels like an interview. It feels like a conversation. When I speak with a broker, Patrice speaks with a broker, or anybody. Actually, we have ambassadors at PMML. A lot of our brokers, it's funny because in other agency, every time they see another broker like approaching the agency, it's like another competitors. But us, it's like we welcome people because we see that it's an added value because we have these ecosystem of masterminds. We share our knowledge. We share a lot of knowledge within so that we become better. So instead of keeping our tricks to ourselves, each one of us, we think that, okay, if I give my advice or if I share my experience with this situation, well, yes, it's going to benefit my colleagues, but their experience is going to benefit me. So we're like 100 brokers that share all the time. Like we have 37 brokers, mortgage brokers, and the rest is 63 real estate. So we have our masterminds, and okay, so they're sharing this situation. It's like, and then it just triggers something, and then conversations, and we have we have masterminds, Zoom, like the whole province is within a Zoom, and and even the business intelligence team, which is in the administrative team, they listen to that. So whenever they deal with data, they have that peripheral knowledge.
The vision, as
the
well.
vision.
Yeah.
So I think that when you have such a team working in the same direction, we're like a safe space where you can make mistakes, non-intentional. Intentional mistakes repetitively, that's negligence, so that's not a mistake. But
I understand.
But you can make mistakes, and we're between ourselves, and we're like, I don't like to say it's war out there, but it is very competitive, and it's certain things that are being done, and sometimes you see people that sometimes act with, like, it looks like they're desperate sometimes to make a deal, and they do things, and it's like, for us, it's like we have a code of honor, and we have wisdom inside, and these are the pillars of a strong business, honor and wisdom. And common sense. Common sense.
I didn't see that one coming.
I mean, it's just like sometimes it's like, oh my God. And sometimes clients will ask you things like, do you realize that what you're asking me is going to put my license in jeopardy? I can't do that. So our brokers are very aware of that, but they always try to help clients help themselves, and because sometimes it's just not gonna But anyways.
And if there's a team member that they don't match those values, what do you do? Like, how do you guide them to become more, or if it's not working out?
We have a code of ethics, so it's pretty clear. If you want to create a very healthy environment and governance in a business, you need to have a very clear expectations.
Yes.
Because when someone enters the business, the PMML, they're very clear with their intentions. We're clear with ours, and there's a code of ethics. So these are things. So I think that it happens naturally sometimes when people do not, if they're not up to the standards,
They just leave on their own?
They just leave on their own, or we have a conversation with them, and it's like, okay, what's going on, like your colleagues are not going to, or even in the business, it's like, you can't really, really do that. But it doesn't happen really often because it doesn't
Do you have
happen.
those hard conversations, or is it Patrice or somebody else?
He takes care of the brokers, so he coaches the brokers mostly. But I'm very close with brokers also. We speak. Every time we go into an office, we just go around the office. It takes me 10 minutes just to get into my office because I like to say hi to everybody.
Okay.
I like to connect. Patrice does the same thing. We like to connect with everybody. And whenever we leave the office, we go around again to see who's still there, and we say bye. Unless I'm really late to a meeting, but we like to connect with people, and we're connectors. And like I say, there's a safe space. It's an open space, open discussion. So now I cannot be responsible for someone who is not, like everybody has their own blueprint, relationship blueprint. So if somebody is not, like somebody is used to say, okay, this is a safe space. You can, open door policy, you can come to me. Yeah, sure. I said it.
Yeah.
everybody around you says it. But maybe you're not used to this because maybe your past experiences, if you speak, you're shut down, or you know.
Yeah.
So I cannot control that perception of the person, right? Their baggage.
Yeah.
But you know that's.
Sometimes they just need proof that it is.
Well, no, but I mean, it is there. So sometimes, you know, so it takes time to learn to work with each other sometimes so that they can feel, you know, like, because everybody wants to work at PMML. It's like it's a high performance environment. People, they know that. But at the same time, once you're in there, it's like, okay, it's really high performance. But it's also wellness.
Yes.
How can I help you to get better? How, if the challenge, because commercial real estate is really tough.
I've heard.
And it's not 15-day deals. It's like 6 months to a year and a half deals. So it takes stamina. It takes a strength of character. And it takes a lot. People think it's too emotional being in residential. They want to be in commercial. Sorry. Try to deal with a big ego, or sometimes people that they can buy you and your family all together. They're so rich. You have to deal with that person and say, sorry, we can't do that because, you know. So that takes strength. So we're here. We have all the tools also, all the training. Patrice gives all the training for that, and the whole team, not just Patrice. We have a whole team. So there's the training for that. Or like just to vent. Forget about the training, because our brokers are not new brokers. Sometimes they're experienced brokers, they just need to vent. We're here. So a lot of experienced brokers, they just go into Patrice's office, they sit down, they say, I'd like to speak. They vent, and then they leave. Or they call Patrice, and it's like Patrice doesn't even have to say anything sometimes.
It's a lot of listening. It's a
lot of listening because Patrice knows, like, he has this overview, like bird's eye, like overview of the whole business. He does know all about the transaction. He has all these dashboards and all these really sophisticated. Yeah. He knows a lot about everything that goes on in the industry, so he's able to counsel, you know, and say, you know, help the brokers or ask the right questions. And most of the time, the brokers come up with a solution. But that good listening, and he's very wise. He's
very good leadership.
Yeah,
it takes that. Yeah,
leadership is all. Yeah, it's like you cannot buy leadership. No. You build leadership. Yeah. And leadership, like, I don't know if you read John Maxwell's books, The 5 Levels of Leadership, please, I don't know the camera, but like, read that book. Amazing book.
We'll write that down. That's one of the questions at the end. Yeah. Like, that's one of them.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We'll take that into consideration. Yeah. So that's very good. I like that. But to continue with the book, go ahead.
No, it's just that, you know, there's titles, and there's, you know, there's position, and there's status, and, you know, when you strip all that out, the human qualities of a leader, and brokers are leaders in transactions, and that's how you build people. And it's like, it's not just, you know, having your name, you know, tapered in the whole, you know, around the city. It's not just that. It's what do you do when you're in a transaction? How do you act with, how do you take leadership? How do you orchestrate a transaction? And it takes humility, and it takes strength. It doesn't mean that you need to speak louder than everybody else. You just need to be able to understand and foresee, anticipate what are the patterns, and if somebody does this is going to happen. And, you know, that's
it's the little things.
It's the little things, and that's a value of a very good brokers. And, you know, like, we're always looking for power players, and always looking for, you know, we're having always really great candidates that come to us, and sometimes it's just
because now you're expanding to Ontario, right?
We're expanding still in Quebec, because in the commercial we have different class assets. We have multifamily, commercial, industrial, and office. So I need more brokers in commercial, industrial, and office. That I need more brokers, because that market is so big, and we need more experienced brokers in there. So we're in discussion with a couple. It's just a question of timing sometimes, but a lot of people are knocking, and I'm really flattered and very grateful for that, because that means that they see the standards.
To attract them, you mean?
Yeah, absolutely. yeah, that's it's very nice. So
for all those listening,
yes.
if you're a power player,
power players
only,
because we are power players, and we have honestly, jokes aside, we have really the best tools for people to leverage their time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And recently, you're in the process of becoming the president of Crew M.
Yes, Crew M.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Actually, I was elected. So it could be confusing because it's a 3-year mandate, you know? So it's like the way it works, it took me some time to understand this, even if I was in Crew for a few years. Okay, but now I really understand the role of president. Last year, it was... You have president-elect, so that's you're being elected president. And then after, you have the year after is president, acting president. And then you have past president. So it's nice because it's like president-elect, it's like you're starting to understand your role and contribute to the to the association. Then you are acting president, so you assume your presidency. And then after, when you're past president, well, you just help the other two.
So now you're in year 1.
I'm in my year 1, and this is a very good system because it's volunteer work. So we're all busy with our businesses or jobs. A lot of people, it's not their businesses. They have jobs, so they can't just take off. So it's a lot of implication. But at the same time, you have the help with the other 2 presidents. So it's like you understand because you're on the board. You have to oversee all the committees, and also the president-elect, which is my position right now, we're the bridge with Crew Network, which is 14,000 members around the world. Now you have UK, France, and Ireland that just joined. They were affiliates. Now they're members. They're chapters.
Amazing.
Yeah. So it's a very nice network. So it's all commercial real estate. So. It's funny because it's an association. In the beginning, it was like, I think 2018 or 17, I started. I was like, it's a women's association. It's all commercial. I have all my competitors there. So why would I want to network with them, right? Seriously, honestly, I was like,
It's interesting.
But seriously, I was like, I was like, okay, but you have architects, you have all kinds of, all kinds of professionals, lawyers and all that. And I see so many lawyers. Why would lawyers want to network with other lawyers? So many lawyers, they would. But at the same time, again, it's the collective sharing, masterminds, and helping each other. And also, the purpose is to put women. To show women, how to be in their own business. When you go back to your business and you go back to your firm, how to be able to be better and to be considered if, that you were to be chosen on a board, how to act, how to become a valuable asset for your company. So when I saw that aspect, I was like, okay, I'm in.
So they teach you all of that?
Yeah. That's why I told you. You have to come in. Yeah. And also all the networking, because he just broadens your network in commercial real estate.
And how often do you meet per year? Like, what is that
We
like?
have one event, I think, once a month. But different kinds of events. You have training. Sometimes you just have cocktails just to mingle and get to know each other. Sometimes we have panels. So it's different types of events. And also you have many tools also to your disposal. And, there's one of the biggest studies on DEI that was done by Crew Network. Okay. So that's it was an extensive study throughout North America. Well, actually, United States. I don't know if they included Canada in that study, but it gives you all the trends. All the trends in the workforce. So it gives you that kind of workforce intelligence, just so you can, just to foresee. Sometimes some people, they have such small firms, or architects, maybe they're 4 in their firm, they're 4 or 5. They don't relate to that, but at the same time, it gives them an idea of what's going on on the field. Yeah. And sometimes they're like big firms, and you just understand a little more what are the social trends. So I think it's just valuable to be in that kind of environment.
And then you saw that those benefits.
Absolutely. And I think it's really great. You can be a volunteer, but at the same time, being a volunteer, you just say whatever you want to do. It's like you can help out in an event or just, for like at the golf, being be on a golf cart and just, having fun, serving. Yeah. There's so many ways to volunteer. We're 200 members in Montreal. I think Toronto, they're 400. So it varies, It varies. I think Ottawa, they're pushing to have 35 people to create a chapter in Ottawa. I would love to have a chapter in Ottawa.
Because you're expanding in Ottawa.
Well, I know, but I mean, Gatineau, we have a team in Gatineau. It would be great to create that synergy because Gatineau and Ottawa, let's just face it, it's 8 minutes.
Basically the same. That's very interesting. But to go back to what you said earlier about working the room. So now, if we're speaking about networking event, okay? And let's say me, for example, I don't have a lot of experience to work the room. Like, what is your strategy? What are some tips and tricks that...
Yeah, networking. It's a lot of people ask me that actually. Oh, yeah? For me, it's so natural, and because it's so natural, once there was this young woman. She said, "But how do you do it?" And I really had to stop and think, "What do I actually do?" I enter a room and I just talk to people. So no, but okay.
I like that.
No, I mean, we overthink things so much.
True.
Okay, so the easiest way. Because they say when you enter a room to show insurance, you don't lick the walls.
You're walking.
Don't do that. Go straight into like. Maybe not in the middle of the room if you're shy, but don't stay near the wall. But if you see someone that's alone, you can just have it. You drink a glass of water, whatever, wine, whatever, and just stand next to the person, not face to face, because if they're alone, there's a reason they're shy too. So they're gonna feel invaded. So you stand next to the person and comment on the event. Yeah. And then after, by the way, my name is as simple as that. You start with one person that's alone, and then after it's just an icebreaker, and it gives you more confidence. And then after someone passes by, and chances are someone, and you bump into someone, or if someone looks at you cross eyes, it's like a hi. You just smile and just honestly just go towards people and just hi. I'm Cathy. It's my first time. Is it your first time? What is this event? What is the purpose of? No, not the purpose, but what do you think you're getting out of this event, or whatever it is. Sometimes it's just a cocktail. Sometimes it's a launch of something, or depending on the event. But I think it's go to the first person that's alone, because sometimes it is intimidating to go into a group of friends, and you're like, hi, it could be,
maybe don't start there.
Don't start there if you're shy. I have no problem doing that.
Or you just walk in and say, hey, by the way.
Yeah. Or sometimes I just smile, and then I just smile. I pass by a person, I smile, and then they smile, and I just go grab a drink, and then after I'll just pass by again, and if they smile back again, then I'm like, okay, save me. I'll go save them, because sometimes I have to be full of shy. I like that dynamic, because after, and sometimes they're so interesting.
Yeah,
they're so interesting. It's like it's not because they're alone that they're not interesting. But seriously, people, they just skip the person that's alone. I'm telling you
about that.
They're so yeah.
Cute. Wow. So everybody that's listening, this is how you do it.
one side of it.
And what do you see PMML in the next 5 years?
PMML in the next 5 years. We started, in Montreal, the Greater Montreal. Our first expansion was Quebec City in 2017, and we also started the same year our mortgage division. We thought 1-2 brokers, that's it. Now we're 37, and we have we cover the province. So in the next 5 years, what I think, now we're working on a very big power move right now. In September, we're going to launch our shareholders. We're going to include Oh my God! In French, c'est le plan d'actionnariat. We're including all the brokers and part of the executive and people that have passed 5 years in the PMML.
Okay.
They're going to be part of the shareholders.
Shareholder partnership
with PMML. So that's a big power move because we think that to be thriving in an environment where there's I think that you cannot be on the defensive side. You need to be on the, I don't like to be offensive, but on the development side, always forward-seeing, always developing. So in order to develop and continue to grow, I think that the people that helped you build PMML need to have a share of that.
Mm-hmm. They want to feel part of it, basically.
Part of it, but truly part of it. Mm-hmm. So for us, that was a no-brainer. Like, honestly, for us, we need to share. Patrice and I, like, we have plenty. Honestly, we don't have to work anymore. Mm-hmm. Again, depending on what is the level of success. And for us, I don't think we will ever be full. We'll always be hungry because I think that as long as you have that fire in you, if you try to put off a fire, you'll die inside. I think if you feel it, if you feel you have it in you,
continue.
You have to continue because it's in you. That means there's something you need to build. I think there's so many people you need to help build also. You need to enable the right people to reach heights that exceed your comprehension right now, because that's what we did. I did not expect this, but I expected to attain my goals, my dreams, whatever I saw in the magazines. And every time we see something, it's like, oh my God, that was a goal. That was on the vision board. Oh my God, that was So I think that now that we have proven to ourselves that we could do it, we need to teach more people, or we need to enable more people. Yeah. A lot of people are already doing it, but we need to give the tools to the people that want to reach new heights. So 5 years from now, I need to find power players and integrate them in that power move that we're doing right now in order to reach heights that we've never thought were possible.
National, like all over Canada, maybe. Who knows?
Absolutely. Yeah. Our goal is to, within 5 years, is to quadruple the value of PMML, and probably have an equity partner, a major equity partner, to help us go national and international. So that's the goal. In a short sentence.
Yes. Because you don't want to, like, 20 years from now, I'm like, oh no, we should have continued. We need to stop. You don't want to have any regrets.
No. And like at this moment, I know that we have refused to speak with companies that wanted to purchase PMML because, again, I feel like we're a family, we're an ecosystem, and I need to build this, and our team needs to be a shareholder before we think of any other move.
Okay.
It's just organic. It just feels right. Wisdom, I think. I think that's what we think that it would be the wisest, because not everybody's after the quickest thing. You know what I mean? It's always the quickest thing. It's like I don't like, we use social media, but I don't build my business for social media. How are we going to look? What's the headline? What's this? What's that? We need substance.
Of course.
We need really strong foundations. So that's the goal.
Do you feel like we missed anything? Is there something else you said, okay, you know what, I want to add this to the conversation for those that did not listen to the whole conversation, but those nuggets? No, I think we said it all.
I think that if this is the entrepreneur podcast, so if you are an entrepreneur, I think if you're an entrepreneur, you have to go with your heart, and you have to be aligned with what you want to believe, what you want to build. If you believe that you're made for something bigger, if you believe that you're made for something greater than your actual circumstances, be patient, but never stop. You can't stop. The consistency is what got us here. I mean, it's like, watering the bamboo tree for 5 years, and then it grows, and it's like, oh my God, what happened? It exploded. It didn't explode. I've been working underground.
With no evidence.
We've done everything. And back then there was no social media.
Yeah.
Now when I think about it, it's like, it's okay. But, if we would have documented all our journey, I mean, so I think that you have to, don't do things for other people. Do it for yourself. Take a good hard look at yourself and what do you really want to do? Because there's going to be, the journey is really tough sometimes, but you have to find joy and you have to be light.
Yeah.
You have to feel light and feel like you're in your, like in your zone. So it's going to get tough. It's like having kids. You can't return them. You can't. You have them. So before you have kids, you think about it twice. You really want to have kids. It's always doesn't always go like that, but you love them. You have to nurture them. You have to, and that's a business. You have to nurture your business on a daily basis. You cannot just check out.
Yeah.
You got to nurture your business day in, day out. There's no just checking out of your business, and then you're always obsessed with it. And if you're obsessed with your business, if you're obsessed with everything that you do on a daily basis, how to do things better, how to stay aligned with yourself, how to do it with integrity, how to attract the right people.
Yeah.
And also that thing about I don't want to micromanage things, that's the lack of wisdom. You have to do everything, understand your business, and then hire.
Yeah.
So many startups started with a lot of budget and they busted.
Yeah.
They hired so many people because they plugged people in departments without knowing what they were doing.
Yeah.
That's just a lack of wisdom. It's just like, it doesn't make sense. And it takes more timing in the beginning. But after, if you never stop, if you continue, you will have an acceleration and exponential growth. And that part, people are not willing to do.
Yeah,
and we have the patience. And it's like, it's not being patient and waiting. I'm not saying that. I'm just like, like we have so many dopamine hits with Instagram and all that. Mm-hmm. It's like dopamine. It's like just patience. Do your stuff. Do the work. Connect with the right people.
Yeah.
Connect with the right people. Yeah. And get out of your living room. Go shake hands. Seriously. People network. You can network on, DM people. It's fine. But meet with people.
Yeah.
You create chemistries. Because otherwise it just becomes so technical, disposable. Relationships are not disposable.
Yeah.
And businesses are relationship-based.
That was a lot there.
Sorry.
It's great. As a mini talk, I love it. And what are some of the books that you would counsel somebody to get on entrepreneurship? Or something, maybe a book that has nothing to do with that, but that you like?
I don't read novels.
Me neither.
No, I honestly, no, but it's okay. Okay, so one book that I really liked, it's High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. Why do I speak about that book? Because the book, you would think it's about perform, mm-hmm. but he says exactly how not to burn out while we perform. Mm. And I like that book because of that, because we think that if we work a lot, we will burn out. You know what I mean? But if you work towards your dream and you have fun and you know how to take care of yourself and block time for yourself, which we do, my husband and I, we always block time for ourselves. We always travel. We just never stop, but we always travel. We always,
that's how you disconnect and then reflect.
The word disconnect we never use.
Okay.
Because it's, I don't think that we can disconnect. It's like having kids. Again, you cannot disconnect from being a parent. You will have them taken care of while you go on, let's say, like a vacation with your husband or your wife, whatever. But you never disconnect from your kids. They're always roaming around. You always think about them, even if they're taking. So it's the same thing with a business. Yeah. You do have a team. You do. You make sure things, operations are covered, or like you have people that you can rely on. But you never disconnect because it's always on your mind. You know what
Sure.
I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying don't disrupt the flow.
The
Don't disrupt
momentum.
the momentum. It's like taking off a plane and then you're right in the middle. Let's go back down. You know, but you do have a cruise. Sometimes you get that. Sometimes you get that vitesse de croisière there. You get that cruise speed, but at the same time, it's like you can't just. I don't think a business should be on autopilot because it's very dangerous. You stop thinking, you stop feeling, you stop listening to your clients, you stop, unless you're like Jeff Bezos. Even him, I don't think he's.
Yeah, he moved on into a new project.
I don't know, like you just. But I think it's very dangerous if you just disconnect.
I like that. And what do you like about the city of Montreal?
The city of Montreal, I love the vibe. I love the people. I love the diversity. So many cultures. You can. United Nations is in Montreal. It's like it makes me feel like New York or Toronto. It's like I like Montreal for that. I can't wait for. Well, I don't think the roads would be finished ever.
I don't think so.
I like the architecture. I like the vibe. It's my home.
Yeah, especially at old Montreal and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sanaa, it was a pleasure to have you. A lot of the discussion went great. There's a lot to digest there. People can watch it over again, and I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much. Your questions were nice. It's different from other podcasts. It was, very broad. So I really appreciate your energy. You're very calm and soothing, actually.
I get that a lot.
A very good interviewer. Thank you so much.
Thank you.